Hey guys, it's Amelia here with Higher Standards Caregiver Training. I am here for your regular 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. The best, I hope, most valuable 10 minutes of free education that you get all week, every week. So before we get started, as always, I want to make sure to let you all know that this is for educational purposes only. If anything that I say reminds you of someone that you're caring for, of someone, sorry, what is that weird sound? Oh, it's the dog. Sorry, the dog is chewing on a rawhide and it's very loud. My apologies. Anyway, not to be distracted. If this reminds you of anyone that you know, anyone that you care for, yourself even, and it makes you think that that person or you might need to be assessed and treated by a healthcare provider, then please make sure that you reach out and get the appropriate care for yourself or that person, as this is for educational purposes only. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's get to the first tip for today, which as always is for caregivers. Okay, this is super foundational. One of the most essential things for caregivers to know and understand in order to prevent injuries to themselves and to prevent injuries to their clients. And honestly, having this kind of knowledge will also really help to make giving care easier, of course, safer, and also really help to keep folks more independent, the person being cared for. So, okay, so what is it? It is to know your equipment. Know the equipment that's there, that's available, that needs to be used for the person that you are caring for. And I know this is honestly, this can be a really broad area of knowledge. It's one of the reasons that in my training program, I focus a lot on different types of common equipment and how to use them and their parts. And that's really because knowing what parts of equipment there is, whether we're talking about durable medical equipment, we're talking about adaptive equipment, assistive devices for mobility, whatever it is, these things are only as safe as we actually use them safely, if that kind of makes sense. It's something that I have said for years and years working directly in patient care, and it's something that I say all the time now working doing caregiver training. These things are only as safe as we make them, as we use them. And to use these pieces of equipment safely, we must understand what parts they have, how those parts work, what the purpose of those parts are, and then how to use them correctly when we are actually providing care or assisting with a transfer. And I'm bringing this up, and this is a really important tip because I can't tell you how many times I have treated people in the hospital, I have treated people in rehab because who fell or had some other kind of injury that occurred because of incorrect equipment usage or only partial equipment knowledge. And it's not because they were trying to do something incorrectly or they that they thought that they were doing something dangerous. It's just simply that they didn't have that training, they didn't understand, they didn't know better, and so they used it in a way that ended up causing them to get hurt. So it's so essential. And I'll give you a more specific example here. So thinking about something as really simple as something like a bedside commode. It seems simple, right? But the fact is we need to know how the parts on a bedside commode are adjusted. We need to know which parts may or may not be usable. We need to understand that not all bedside commodes are the same and that some may be rated to hold people of a certain weight and some may be rated to hold people of higher or lesser weights. So in order for us to use that bedside commode safely, we have to understand what it's actually meant for, how the parts work, and then how it should best be used when we're actually providing care with that bedside commode. So definitely getting to know your equipment, knowing what's available, knowing how to use it, when to use it, and how to use it appropriately is incredibly important for caregivers to know in order to make, like I said, giving care easier, make it safer, and really prevent injuries for both the caregiver and the person to whom care is being provided. Speaking of injury prevention, Rick Waterman and I are doing, he's a home care insurance expert. We're doing just an open discussion forum tomorrow, live at 10 a.m. Central, talking about things like claims, trends in claims, and claims prevention. So if you want to hop in on that, please join us. You can send me a message and I'll send you the link to join, or I'll make sure to post a link so that you can sign up for it when I post the recording of this live session following this. So check that out. If you have any interest at all, come and join us for this discussion. I promise it's going to be fun and informative too regarding those topics. Okay, moving on though, let's talk about tip number 2. And as always, this is for caregiving organizations. This is also so essential. It's so important in terms of managing client satisfaction. And believe it or not, I'm not going to say training, although obviously having caregivers who are well-trained is a really important part of client satisfaction in a caregiving organization. But that's not actually what I'm about to talk about. What I want to talk about is setting expectations. Really, truly, in any relationship that we are involved in, professionally or personally, but certainly professionally in an organization, whatever relationship we have with the people that we're talking to, setting clear expectations about the services that you can provide, the services that you can't provide, about what people can and can't expect is so, so vital. That way, when you set those clear expectations, then hopefully you're setting clear expectations that you can actually meet, that you can live up to. And when your client understands clearly what you can and you can't do, then they're much more likely to actually be satisfied when you live up to the expectations that you set. On the other hand, if we oversell, if we overpromise, what we can do for our clients, then that can lead to a situation where they are not satisfied, where they're an unhappy customer. And of course, no one wants that. We only want really happy, satisfied customers. Setting clear expectations is another way too that you can really kind of dial in to maybe some things that your clients need and want you to do that maybe you're not capable of yet, and allow you to focus your growth and your goals on achieving those capabilities, if that's something that fits well with your organization and that you think is achievable for you. One more thing about setting expectations, also for organizations, I think it's equally important to set expectations for the people around us that we're working with too. So whether that's your administrative staff, your the office staff, the training staff, your caregivers, you want to make sure and set really clear expectations about what your role is, what their role is, and what everyone's job is, and how they are going to fulfill those duties. And really and truly, it can help to solve so many problems. It can help to make sure that the people who are with your organization are truly a good fit for your organization. And if they're not, it's better to know right offhand before problems occur. So setting clear expectations, both for your clients and for your caregivers and other people who work in the organization, is super, super important in order to keep everyone happy and satisfied and really running smoothly. Okay, that's it for me today. I do have a couple of fun announcements. Aside from the fun event that Rick Waterman and I are doing tomorrow, for the month of Halloween, I don't know if y'all have seen, but I have this little character called Captain Caregiver. You may have seen Captain Caregiver before, perhaps not, it doesn't matter. The whole point of Captain Caregiver is to point out that caregivers really, truly are superheroes in this world, often unsung heroes. So for Halloween, I'm putting a challenge out there to any caregivers who might be watching this. I'm challenging you to put together your own superhero costume, whatever it is, whatever makes you feel like a superhero. all those crafty people out there, I can't wait to see what you put together. Put together your own superhero outfit, take a picture of it or share a post of it or something and tag me so that I can see you as the real life superhero that you actually are. So that's for Halloween. That's how we're celebrating caregivers at Higher Standards Caregiver Training this month. Of course, please, I'm super interested in knowing also what y'all want to see, what y'all want to learn about in 10-Minute Tip Tuesday, what topics you are interested in, and what you think about it. So definitely, post a comment when you see the recording, when you see the post with the recording there. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear about it, and hopefully make this 10 minutes as valuable and educational as possible for everyone. Okay, that's really it for me today. I promise. I will see you next week at 3 p.m. Central Standard on Tuesday for next week's 10-Minute Tip Tuesday. All right, till then, take care. Bye.